In 2021, almost half of all new passenger vehicles sold here in the U.S. were crossovers and SUVs. In fact, it's so popular, the car makers are only continuing to add new ones to the market. So it can get hard to choose among the stack. Today, I'll tell you the best crossovers and SUVs, and you might be surprised which ones made the list. Let's start with the 2023 Toyota Highlander. In terms of overall reliability, road performance, and owner satisfaction, the Highlander gets an average score of 80 out of 100. It comes in 3 available trims. The XLE is a gas-powered version with a 2.4-liter turbo inline-4, which gives you 265 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. It gives you 47 pound-foot more than the previous year's model. This crossover can accelerate from 0 to 60 in 7.7 seconds. Plus, there are 2 hybrid versions, the Hybrid LE and the Hybrid XLE. Here's the thing about the Highlander. You have to keep in mind that this crossover's been around since the 2001 model year. That's 22 solid years of history. In other words, a solid track record. It's rated to be more reliable than the average passenger car. To me, that alone gives this crossover a high rank in my book. The 2023 model follows its overall reputation, scoring a solid 5 out of 5 in predicted reliability when it comes to braking, transmission, front access, rear access, and usability. I'd say the only area where the Highlander doesn't rate well is the third row. I'm talking about access to the third row and overall seating comfort in the third row. But to be fair, most if not all of mid-size crossovers with 3 rows don't fare well in this category. The third rows and all crossovers are sham rows. They're mostly useless unless you have tiny children. To me, having a comfortable and accessible third row is only possible in a full-size SUV or minivan. Any vehicle smaller than that will compromise comfort and ease of access to the third row. Now, you know me as a mechanic, I'm a Toyota fan in general. To me, it comes as no surprise that owners of the Highlander gave it a high score of 4 out of 5 when it comes to owner satisfaction. I'm talking about driving experience, comfort, and styling. But now that said, when it comes to car value, owners rated the Highlander 44 out of 100. I'm talking about whether owners get what they wanted relative to the price they paid. I'm sure a part of it has to do with car prices in general being higher than the pre-pandemic days. If you're wondering how much a 2023 Toyota Highlander will cost you, well, the base MSRP starts at $36,620. But let's switch gears and talk about the 2023 Honda Pilot. Its overall score is 79, inching just 1 point behind the 2023 Toyota Highlander. The Honda Pilot comes with a 3.5-liter V6 engine that pumps out 285 horsepower and 264 pound-feet of torque. It comes in 6 available trims: LX, Sport, EXL, Touring, and Elite. Now, the Pilot has an established history more like the Highlander. Its first model year was 2003, so this new 2023 is its 20th year. The new Honda Pilot has high ratings across categories like rear seat comfort. I'm talking about the second row here, not the third row. Climate system, front and rear access. But then there's the bad. It scored low across categories like rear occupant protection, greenhouse gas emissions, usability, and third row seating comfort. That's where the ugly comes in. The 2023 Pilot's smog rating. Actually, it received the poor 4 out of 10 for smog rating. In terms of predicted reliability, it rates 3 out of 5. That's not too surprising, as Honda's reputation has gone down some in recent years. As far as the Pilot is concerned, the model years 2010, 2016, and 2017 are probably among the worst year the Pilot has seen, a couple of those being new redesigns. Right now, there's no data on owner satisfaction for the 2023 Pilot because the crossover is still new and hasn't been out in the market long enough. But the predicted owner satisfaction is anticipated to be 4 out of 5. A new Honda Pilot will set you back currently $36,300 for the base trim, which is the LX. That makes it $300 cheaper than the 2023 Toyota Highlander. Another crossover on my list is the 2024 Mazda CX90. Now, this is the very first model of the CX90, which replaces the CX9. So it doesn't have an overall score yet because it's so brand new. But assuming if the reviews ultimately prove true, then this crossover deserves a special mention on the list in today's video. Mazda itself describes the CX90 as the first ever Mazda vehicle that's best of both worlds in terms of power and fuel efficiency. For now, the Mazda crossover is available in gas-powered and plug-in hybrid versions. We're talking 3 powertrain options and 11 configurations. To be fair, if we're going to compare the crossover with other crossovers under 40 grand, we have to use the base model as reference. And the base trim for the CX90 is the 3.3 Turbo Select. It seats 8 passengers and starts at $39,595. I'm talking about a 3.3-liter eSkyActiv G turbocharged inline-6 that pairs with standard all-wheel drive and 8-speed automatic transmission. It churns out 260 horses and 332 pound-feet of torque. Believe it or not, there's already been a recall for the 2024 CX90 back in June. Basically, certain bolts for the steering intermediate shaft, front ABS wheel speed sensor harnesses, or front upper control arms may not have been tightened to proper specifications, or may even be missing. This can result in one or more of these components loosening up or detaching while driving and causing a loss of ability to control the vehicle, increasing the risk of a crash. Right now, Mazda's only sold a few models of this vehicle, and even then, not much time has passed to really obtain any real data on owner satisfaction. Actually, it hasn't officially come out in the market yet. According to Mazda, you can expect to see the 2024 model zoom out this autumn. One car I'm personally excited about is the 2023 Lexus RX 350. We're talking about a complete redesign both inside and out. First off, the wheelbase is 2.4 inches longer and the rear overhang is shorter. Last year's V6 engine has now been changed to a turbocharged 2.4-liter inline-4 engine, which produced 275 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. It should get you from 0 to 60 in 7.2 seconds. We're talking 3 different powertrain options, an all-new turbocharged hybrid, plus you have the more traditional hybrid, and of course, a turbo gas engine version. As far as the interior redesign, we're talking about a new standard 9.8-inch unit display or an optional 14-inch infotainment display. That all said, some reviewers are actually calling this Lexus a wallflower because the design changes are less exciting. Its acceleration system has also been criticized for being just adequate and nothing more. Let's look at another crossover. That's the 2023 Honda CR-V. We're talking completely new look on the outside and inside. Inside, you'll find adaptive cruise, blind spot monitoring on all models, an infotainment system with available 7 to 9-inch touchscreens with wireless Android Auto, and lane keeping assist. Under the hood, you'll find a retuned standard 190 horsepower Turbo 4 engine. You'll also have the option of a 204 horsepower hybrid powertrain. And on the outside, we're talking about a refreshed sporty look. The front of the car have an active shutter lower front honeycomb grille on it. This grille was engineered to close and open when the underhood system needs more cooling air. This will also enhance aerodynamics. The 2023 CR-V decked out with specially engineered LED daytime running lights and LED high and low beam headlights for enhanced visibility. Last but not least is the upcoming 2024 RAV4 Toyota. This is a crossover that Toyota debuted with the 1994 model year. In fact, it was the first SUV to be built on the unibody platform, making it among the first crossovers in the country, and actually, it pioneered the crossover segment. Now, not many people know this, but the RAV4 is the best-selling compact crossover in the entire world. In fact, some versions of the RAV4, like the RAV4 Prime PHEV, have waiting lists of over a year in some parts of the United States. To speculate about 2024, you first need to understand the current 2023 RAV4. Analysts describe the 2023 design as aggressive and rugged. So, if Toyota wants to differentiate the 2024 model, it's possible that an updated 2024 RAV4 might see a noticeably different design, with lines possibly closer to the Toyota Sequoia. If that's the case, this means we'll probably see new headlights, taillights, liftgate design, larger grille, and an overall more squared-off design. Also, analysts speculate the updated 2024 RAV4 will be built on an upgraded version of the current Toyota New Global Architecture K platform, or TNGA-K for short. Currently, the 2023 RAV4 interior focuses on simplicity and usability. The central touchscreen is closer to the driver on the tiered dashboard, and the center console features large controls for the HVAC system. Next to the gear shift is the RAV4's vehicle controls, which makes practical sense. Speculations are that the overall interior for the 2024 model will likely remain the same, although we do expect to see an updated dashboard design and center console. Right now, the 2023 RAV4 comes standard with an 8-inch touchscreen, a 7-inch digital instrument cluster, audio speakers, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a Wi-Fi hotspot, navigation, 3 USB ports, Bluetooth, and a virtual assistant. So it makes sense that the 2024 model will likely come up with even more tech features. Some speculate the all-new RAV4 might be offered exclusively as a hybrid vehicle. In a few words, there's a possibility that there might not be a gas-only option, but others speculate that the 2024 RAV engine will stay the same. The current RAV4 comes in 3 different powertrains. The base model is a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder that pumps out 203 horsepower and 184 pound-feet of torque. The hybrid comes with a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine that's paired with 2 electric motors that pump out 219 horsepower. And the Prime, which is the plug-in hybrid version, has a similar setup to the standard hybrid hybrid version, except it has a larger battery pack and more powerful electric motors, so it can pump out more horses. 302 horsepower to be exact. Toyota still hasn't confirmed anything concrete yet about the 2024 model, but production is expected to begin this autumn. There's also no word yet about pricing, but if you consider the current 2023 starts at $33,525, with the expectation that the 2024 model will don some major updates, well, logic says the base price might be slightly higher. Well, you might assume that the RAV4 has a low resale value in general, since there's so many RAV4s that are sold annually. But actually, you might be surprised to hear the exact opposite. Demand for RAV4 remains high, and used models usually command good prices on the used car market. In fact, the average RAV4 retains some 56.5% of its value after the first 5 years of use, meaning that the average RAV4 5-year depreciation rate is around 43.5%. That's why it's among the lowest depreciating cars in the compact crossover segment. Let's say you're debating whether to get a 2023 RAV4 now or wait for the 2024 redesign. Well, the 2023 RAV4 is in its 5th generation. This generation was unveiled way back in 2018 for the 2019 model year. Seeing that most new vehicles are fully redesigned every 5 or 7 years, you can expect a redesigned RAV4 probably will be for the 2024 model at the earliest, or 2025 or 2026 at the latest. But now you tell me, which crossover in today's video is your favorite and why? Is there a crossover that you think should have made the list? Please share by commenting below. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for your support.